Ngegunya engilethwesiwe njengomphathi wale nyuvesi okuthiwa inyuvesi yaseThekwini yezobuchwepheshe. Sengiyawubumba ke lo mbuthano wayo onhloso yawo ukuvulwa kwalonyaka ngezifundo zonke esizobe sinazo kulonyaka. By virtue of the authority vested in me as Vice Chancellor and Principal, I hereby constitute this congregation of the Durban University of Technology for the purpose of opening this academic year. Thank you very much. I'd like to greet you all and welcome you all to this opening day. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Tandwa Mtenju. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sanbonani, Khuyamore, Dumelang, Abusheni, Macedoni. Thank you. Siyanyamukela eYunivesithi yaseThekwini yezobuchwepheshe. We welcome you to the Durban University of Technology. We are excited to be starting this academic journey with you. Before all else, the orientation program, ADAPT at DUT, is the first stop for you for your teaching, learning, and campus experience. ADAPT is carefully and intentionally created to give you an overview of the array of services available to support and develop you throughout your journey here at DUT. Espousing in Vision 2030 values and principles, DUT is a people-centered university. We recognize that both staff and students have a role to play in the realization of the strategic direction of the university. Underpinning this is the idea that the university assumes its identity from its people. The success and failures of the university can be tracked back to its staff and students. Thus, students are an integral part of the university. We have a set of values and principles that are not just engraved in a paper, but are and need to be demonstrated in our ways of doing things the DUT way. DUT views student success beyond just numbers, beyond just grades. We have a set of initiatives aimed at cumulatively growing you to be adaptive graduates with the acumen to respond to and initiate changes. This includes entrepreneurship, leadership, development, and co-curricular activities curated to give a broad range of skills set. Equally, we have a range of initiatives to support your learning. We have tutorials, residence educational program, and other academic support initiatives offered through the Center for Excellence in Learning and Teaching, such as the first-year student experience, academic advising, and technology for learning. Ladies and gentlemen, parents and our first-year students, we would like our first-year students to enjoy the orientation week as we start today. And please don't forget to provide feedback on what you have learned and how we can improve. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Clement Moregu, Dean of Students, and I'll be introducing the executive management of DUT, starting with Professor Tandwa Mtembu, our Vice Chancellor and Principal. Dr. Vio Mteto, DVC People and Operations. Professor Fulufelo Nemavula, DVC Research, Innovation and Engagement. Dr. Azwiteveli Nevutalo, DVC Teaching and Learning. Dr. Nkulani Madizani, Institutional Registrar. Professor Matthews Swanepoel, Deputy Dean, Faculty of Informatics and Accounting. Prof. Rene Kruger, Executive Dean, Faculty of Arts and Design. Prof. Sudesh Ravilal, Executive Dean, Faculty of Engineering and Building Environment. Prof. Gugu Mkunu, Executive Dean, Faculty of Health Sciences. Prof. Fulufelo Netswera, Executive Dean, Faculty of Management Sciences. Prof. Mashupe Hapula, Acting Director, Midlands Campuses. Dr. Mahate Mohali, Director, Special Projects in the Office of the VC. Dr. Shoba Rathilal, Acting Director, KELT. Dr. Paladi, Director, Library. Mr. Msomi, Senior Director, Human Capital Services. Professor Singh, Executive Dean, Applied Sciences. The SRC Secretary General, Mr. Shabalala. And the SRC President, Mr. Zolega. Thank you so much. This is the executive management for the DUT, and you will be meeting some of the executive deans during your different activities of orientation throughout the week. May I now hand over to the SRC President to introduce his team. Mr. Zolega.
Greetings to everyone in the house, but I would like to firstly greet the Vice Chancellor of DUT, Prof. Tanamte, the Institutional Registrar, Dr. Konywana, the Dean of Students, Mr. Moregu. I would like to say all protocol observed. Now, before I introduce my SRC to you, I would like to say a few words. To say, leli thuba enilitholile lokuthi nize nifinyelele la enikhona namhlanje, ithuba eliyinqayizivele, ithuba ekumele niliphathise okwezikhali zamantungo. So we welcome you in this prestigious institution. Without wasting any time, I would like to call upon my SRC members, of which they will be here to assist you whenever you face issues. I will start with the Deputy President in his absentia. He's located in PMB. It's Bongani Mkhunu. The Secretary General, Umelusi Shabalala. Deputy Secretary General, Wandiswa Joyful Ncube. The Finance Officer, Usihle Nkosi. Usocial wase Durban, uLindiwe Mabonga. Usocial wase PMB, Otto Phuphuma. Sports wase Durban, uSwaphiwe Fezeka Majombozi. Sports wase PMB, Ayanda Mpoto. Accommodation Durban, Umhleli Zuma. Accommodation PMB, Usiphamandla Mbatha. Academics Durban, Ubongumusa Shinga. Academics PMB, Usilindile Ximba. Now uwona umkhandlu owangamele abafundi bonkana eTUT lo ome phambi kwenu. Whenever you face issues regarding anything in this university, these are the first respondents. They will help you in anything you need and everything you may require assistance in your journey in TUT. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the Student Representative Council team, the official voice of our students. Could you please give them a round of applause? I'm now going to invite DUT Choir to render us a rendition.
Ubandosayo, sengathundomolengayo. Ubandosayo, sengathundomolengayo. Shonini madoda. Ubandosayo, sengathundomolengayo. Shonini madoda.
Thank you so much. That is just but a tip of an iceberg. This is our best choirs in the country. Give them a round of applause. May I now invite our institutional registrar to introduce the Vice Chancellor and Principal.
To Dumelang, Sanbonani, Molweni, Amachiloni, Absheni, Moromba Khaitsu, Tobela, Rialoj, Eitada. It is an honor and privilege to introduce our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Tandwa Yizizwe, the one loved by nations, Mtembo, who upon completion of matric many years ago went to the University of Foreign to study BSc with mathematics as one of his majors. Whereafter, he also pursued further studies, completed an honors degree in mathematics at Fort Hare University. Grapevine has it that he is also within the top 10 best achievers in BSc with specialization in mathematics at the time, a record I'm told remains unbroken till this day. He then proceeded to Vanderbilt University in the United States of America to pursue a master's degree, MSc, in mathematics. Upon his return, he went to Wits University to study a doctoral degree, PhD, in mathematics, while working as a warden in one of the student residences at Wits. On completion of his doctoral degree, he went back to the United States as a postdoctoral fellow for a certain period, and upon his return from the United States, started his lecturing post or job at the then University of the North, Kwakwa branch. And by the way, that PhD was completed, I believe, at the age of 27. And at the age of 29, he became a professor of mathematics. From the University of the North Kwakwa branch, in about 1995-96, he assumed duty at the Welcome campus of the erstwhile Vista University as the campus director. Towards 2000, he then came back to KZN as a deputy vice chancellor at the then University of Durban, Westville. His next calling took him back to Johannesburg, Wits University, as a deputy vice chancellor and later as a vice principal at Wits University. Went back to the Free State as a vice chancellor and principal of the Central University of Technology. And as at 1st October 2017, he has been a vice chancellor and principal at the Durban University of Technology. Now, he will tell you that since he left high school, he has been at university for the whole of his life. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite the Vice Chancellor and Principal, Velas.
much, Mr. Registrar, for a very generous introduction to this august occasion, to this august audience. Indeed, I've been at university since the age of 19, when I started university. Program Director, Dr. Mreku, members of the executive team and the senior management team on stage here, members of staff, a number of whom are seated around here, our academics, lecturers, senior lecturers, professors, but also our support services staff. The SRC president and his team that he introduced here, they could also be in this audience, the leadership and members of clubs and societies of DUT, osingaye esize ngabo or osingabo esize ngabo lapha abazoba ingxenye yethu, our first year students who have come to join us and be part of this great university. Parents, guardians, sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a well-prepared speech that I just decided a few hours ago I'm not going to deliver. But I'll try to speak from the heart. About a university. There is an author, I need not mention the name, who says the university is not about learning. But it is about, from whatever you have learned, reimagining and recreating something out of what you've learned. I know that our first year students have been learning, of course since birth, but more formally, about 12 years ago when you started in grade 1. And I guess in this country you are called learners because you've been learning. You've been repositories of knowledge that your teachers imparted. So that era of learning and being a repository of the knowledge that is imparted to you has ended. Here, it's no longer about learning, it's about what you do with what you have learned, how you use your critical thinking skills, how you use your creativity, how you then innovate with what you have learned. So if you have come here thinking you are going to regurgitate what you learned and get the best marks, no, this is no longer school. Be creative, be innovative with what you have learned over the last 12 years, what you will learn over the next 3, 4, sometimes for others, 5, 6, 7. That's what a university is about. Generally, any university you'll find in the world. is about critical thinking, is about reimagining what you know, how you extend that knowledge. It's about innovating on that knowledge. There are at least two things that I hope, by the end of 3, 4, or whatever number of years, you will come out with. Obviously, you will be registering for a particular qualification. Registering for a particular qualification gives you the knowledge, gives you the high-level skills that you require, that you could then qualification gives you the knowledge and the high-level skills that you will need when you go out into the world to participate productively in the development of this dear country. And you may even find yourself helping in the development of many other countries around the world. So that's one thing a university is about. That's one thing we hope you'll come up with. Another author, very well-known author, I won't mention the name, says ability takes you to the top, but to remain at the top, you need character. I'm paraphrasing. Ability is associated with what most of you think they've come here for, the qualification. Being able to do what engineers do if you are going to be registered as an engineering student, and many, many other professions. That's about ability. That's about capacity. That's about the knowledge. That's about the high-level skills that you are going to earn here at DUT. But character is something slightly different. Haven't we seen many highly educated people who have the ability, who have the capacity, the skills, go to waste? Where I come from, there was once a teacher who happened to be a maths teacher, who was a good maths teacher, kodwa wahlulwa amanzi ampontshwayo. All I mean is that he was a drunkard. That's the difference between ability and character. Kwathi-ke uma umkhandlu ophethe isikole uthi ayi lo thisha lo ucwilisa izingane zethu. Niyazi-ke emakhaya kuyaziwa ukuthi lo mfana lo uyise sibanibani, angizukwasho amagama lenkandla ngoba sesilungile abantu bazosuke bangaphatheki kahle. Kwathi uma sekuthiwa akaxoshwe lo thisha, kwase kuba khona abanye bathi uma sibanibani uzokudla obani, sinikeni phela umgodi wokulahla idakwa ezizingane zethu. The story, if I could try and translate it in English, is that, and I'm trying to deal with this issue of ability and character. that when the school governing body attempted to fire this teacher, well, together with the principal, then there were other members who asked a very difficult question: where is the dam to dump our young people who happen to be drunkards? His mother and his family needs him. Now, that's not the way to deal with issues of character. There are so many, as you would know, who are highly qualified, but because they lack in character, they might be roaming in the streets, speaking very good English, but they are roaming the streets because they got all the qualifications they could get, and they forgot to build the right kind of character after they had reached the top of their careers, to remain at the top. Here at DUT, we are going to give you a holistic education. The education, as I said from the beginning, that there are two things that you need to come out with from here. The ability that you get from your studies, but your character must be molded too. Please allow us to also mold your character, because as I'm saying, if you come out raw at the end of your 3 or 4 years, if you adopt certain cultures, practices, you smoke or sniff and do all sorts of things, that will affect your character. You may be the best student in your class, and you might find the one who got the lowest marks in your class becoming your boss, because the one who got the lowest marks, whenever he or she engages with other people, he or she comes across as a person who has deeper values and principles in everything they are doing. That's what builds character. Now at DUT, we have our own values and principles. They are not necessarily different from the good ones from your homes, from your communities, from your school. Our values: transparency, honesty, integrity, respect, accountability. We are hoping that as you become part of this community, you are going to exude these values in everything you do. As we all know, this country is in dire straits. It's not because of a lack of ability, it's because of a lack of character. Corruption is part of a lack of character. Everything that is happening in this country. It's the reason why DUT is of the view that without building that foundation based on our values and principles, a foundation that will build a positive character, that will keep you at the top, not just get you to the top, it will keep you at the top, because what gets you to the top is your ability your capacity, sometimes to regurgitate, sometimes to innovate, to reimagine things. So we would like you to live these values. But as you live the values, there are principles too that you need to exhibit as you live your life, as you interact. The SRC president was talking about whatever you need. The members of the SRC are there to assist you. But how do they do it? How do members of management engage with yourselves, engage amongst themselves, and engage with other members of staff? How does the SRC do that? That's about principles. Our principles at DUT are fairness, professionalism, commitment, compassion, and excellence. So, as all of us interact among one another, we must exhibit these principles of fairness, professionalism, commitment, compassion, and excellence. In addition to the values of transparency, honesty, integrity, respect, accountability. This is the most fundamental and indivisible element of our being as members of this community. It must sit deep in your soul, in your hearts. It must always ring in your thoughts. Because as I'm saying, we are trying to build a new nation here at DUT this year. We've done that for many years, but for you, we are trying to build a different nation from the one that we, the people of my age, have destroyed. It's unfortunate, we do find young people who get attracted to all sorts of things that people who should be condemned to hell do. In places where we live, we valorize criminals. Criminals are big issues. Everybody wants to associate with them. But that does not build character amongst young people to think that criminals are the role models. Celebrating when they spin their cars and so forth. Now, after having built your character through these values and principles, we'd like you to be very creative as DUT students. We would like you to be innovative. We will. The curricula that you are going to be presented with for the qualifications that you have registered for are meant to foster creativity and innovation, are meant to help you generate new knowledge and solutions that our society needs. You'll hear a little bit more about those issues of creativity and innovation and new knowledge that should help to extricate our society from the doldrums it is in. I'm not going to dwell on many other facilities we will provide as DUT, whether It's in terms of ensuring that the environment you are in is a digital environment. This is the 21st century. We don't even know whether we're still in the fourth industrial revolution or in the fifth or the sixth. Things are moving very fast. So we'll provide that digital environment. You may have, if you walked around the university, you may have seen the kind of infrastructure we're making available just across here at our Steve Biko campus. You could also go to Pietermaritzburg. There is a lot happening here to ensure that you have the state-of-the-art infrastructure at this university. Ningabiwe amahlanganyela. You must be those young people who join this university with the sole purpose of building your capacity, your ability, and building your character. Building your character is not about destroying this infrastructure that we have. And I know it's become a culture in South Africa that when people are unhappy, they must destroy even their own homes and everything. Could you be the group of young people who started at DUT in 2024, who are going to change this culture? There are many countries in the world that have had serious problems. They never did what we do in this country. I can use China. China used to be one of the poorest countries in the world. Changes in China only started, very positive changes only started around about the late 1970s, around 1976. When Deng Xiaoping took over and decided on this type of mixed economy that China now is, after having pursued its socialist economy for long. We've had students going to China, DUT students visiting China. They will tell you there is no doi-doi there. Okay? So if you want to be like China, which actually is now one of the top and leading countries of the world from nothing, just about over 40 years ago, then be different. We cannot continue in the manner we have been doing, destroying ourselves, destroying our facilities, and thinking we are going forward. So be that group of young people who will think different, who will do things differently from how we did things. I still listen to songs that used to be sung when I was a student. The dances that people dance looking like those we danced when we were students. And as I'm saying, our generation is the one that has brought this country aground. We have. Do you want to go even under now? I think we can be different. So, when you have ability and you have character, remember, ultimately, you are here not just for the sake of getting a degree. but ultimately for making a contribution to the lives and livelihoods of perhaps your family, but broader than that, your community, your country. So, always think about the end. So when you get to that point where you have to go back into society, where you have to work, ability, but most importantly, character, is what is going to make the people out there receptive to you. You'll be able to help develop the broader society. You'll be able, as we say at DUT, to exhibit your sense of being an adaptive graduate, a graduate that has the acumen to initiate, to influence, or respond to changes in the world. So we are moving away from the way of thinking of many years ago that a university of technology is a place where you just accumulate high-level skills for the economy. It must be beyond that, because as you know, when some of us grew up, there's no doctor that didn't have a job. But these days, doctors fail to get jobs. So if you've come here with a narrow vision of something you want to be, and you think life ends there, you'll be surprised 5 years, 10 years down the line that what you pursued may no longer be the most lucrative in the economy of this country. Therefore, as much as indeed you've come for a particular qualification, you must be adaptive to changes in the world. But to be adaptive requires that you seek creativity, you seek innovation, so that when things change in the broader environment, you are able to change too. You don't become a doctor that is unemployed or an engineer that is unemployed. Through creativity and innovation, you must be able to use that to continue to make a contribution and continue to be a productive citizen in this country. I can assure you that in a few years, South Africa will be different. Our future belongs to you. Some of us are about to retire. We can only look back to this day when you committed to changing the lives and the livelihoods of ourselves and of our broader society. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our Vice Chancellor and Principal, for sharing words of wisdom and for your insightful address. Character is very important, and that is what will result in you, the first years, to become adaptive graduates. Once more, can we give our Vice Chancellor? May I then invite the institutional registrar for the closing remarks. That's all. Mr. Program Director, Vice Chancellor and Principal, Deputy Vice Chancellors in attendance, Executive Deans and the Dean of Students, our Midlands Campus Director, and other colleagues in executive and senior management. To the parents, guardians, spouses, and partners of our first year students, and to our first year students, and the President of the SRC, and your team. As they say, all protocol observed. First of all, I would like to thank you all just for being here and sharing this day with us. However, there are a number of people that I would like to thank especially. I would like to thank our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Mtembu, for a very inspiring and quite didactic presentation, not only inspiring to the first year students, but to all of us. Siyabonga mvelasi. Most importantly, may I also thank you, VC, for gracing this very auspicious occasion with the dignity of your office, sensitivity of your character, and above all, the wisdom of your intellect. As a registrar, I am responsible for what is called student life cycle. Most of you, or if not all, started to interact with DUT through applications. And these applications are channeled through my office. So I am the first point of call. And here you are today. For the next 3, 4, 5 years, I will still be with you until on your day of graduation. I am actually the last point of call. When your name is called, the Vice Chancellor taps you, I am the one that will hood you off stage. Hence, I proudly say, I am responsible for your entire student life cycle. But most importantly, I also wish to thank the parents who have entrusted DUT with the stewardship of your bundles of joy. I also want to thank our first year students who have chosen
DUT as their preferred intellectual home. That is a decision you will never regret. And to the parents, when we usher them back to you after 3 years, we can assure you that there will be different persons than what you are living with us or entrusting with us today. Thank you very much. Last but not least, we have a packed and a very exciting orientation program for the rest of the week. And this is where we will unveil some of the support programs that we offer at this great university, which will equip you with the necessary skills to navigate the rigors of university life. Please do attend those sessions for your own benefit. And I can assure parents that under the leadership of our Dean of Students, NST, we exist in local parentees, in the place of parents. Your bundles of joy are safe in our hands. Sorry. In the next few weeks, a high-powered delegation will jet off to Florida in the United States of America to attend the annual Achieving the Dream Conference. And we are looking forward that upon their return, led by the Vice Chancellor, will bring takeaways that will equip us to provide holistic student supports. So DUT is a place to be. And finally, I want to welcome our first-year students to this great university. You are DUT for life. Usekaya, Gabon.
Thank you, Mr. Registrar, for those important words, both for our first-year students and their parents. As we'll be concluding the proceedings for our first session, I would invite all of us to stand and sing the national anthem as led by the DUT choir.
virtue of the authority vested in me as Vice Chancellor, I now dismiss this occasion as everything has gone well and ended well. Ngegunya enginalo sengiyawuhlakaza lo mbuthano wase-Nyuvesi yaseThekwini yezobuchwepheshe. Sibonge kakhulu-ke ukuthi nibe nathi kulolu suku oluhle kangaka. Sikholwa ukuthi kuzoba okuhle kodwa kule minyaka ezayo emithathu emine kanjalo. So thank you very much that we've had this wonderful occasion that has started so well, and we hope everything will be well going into the future over the next 2, 3, 4 years. Thank you very much.